What's up, agents? Zero here, welcome back to another Minecraft Redstone video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can go ahead and put together your own micro kelp farm. Now, I actually did recently do a video regarding 5 different micro farms that you can put inside of your world, and the kelp farm was technically on that list, and I asked you guys if you were interested in seeing me do actual tutorials on any of the micro farms, and I got told via Discord that I should go ahead and do that. Specifically, what was requested was the kelp farm, so obviously I'm doing that in this video, and I do plan on doing the tutorials for the remaining of the micro farm, so do keep this in mind. And before I go ahead and get started, I do want to go ahead and mention that in order to actually use this micro kelp farm, you are going to need some sort of bone meal farm. Do keep this in mind. So either you're going to need to find a skeleton dungeon and turn it into a grinder of sorts, or you're going to need a super efficient crop farm and turn all your crops into bone meal using the composter, although admittedly that's not nearly as efficient, but it is technically an option. So this is how it works. You just go ahead and stand on the pressure plate, and it goes ahead and harvests all of the kelp that has grown super quickly, and you literally just have to stand on the pressure plate. And for the short time that I was actually standing on that pressure plate, I actually got a pretty decent amount of kelp for it. So yeah, got 44 kelp for standing on the pressure plate for, I don't even think it was 10 seconds. I think it was less than that. So it's actually pretty efficient, all things considered. So let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Now, in order to build your micro kelp farm, you're going to need a 3x9 spacing, and you're going to need to dig down 2 blocks. Now, this granite block right here is the exact spot where you're going to be planting your kelp. Now, the resources that you're going to need are inside of this chest, and you're going to need a lot of resources here. You're going to need 32 building blocks, you're going to need 4 stairs, 7 slabs, 3 pieces of glass, 16 pieces of redstone dust, 1 repeater, 1 comparator, 1 redstone torch, 1 pressure plate, either stone or wood. You cannot use either iron or gold because its redstone capabilities are different. You're going to need a regular piston, 2 dispensers, 2 hoppers, 1 barrel. You're going to need kelp in order to go ahead and start growing and stuff. And you're going to need at least 1 water bucket. I actually do recommend you have an infinite water source handy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set down where our actual activation point is going to end up going, which is going to be right here at the very front and center. So we're going to place that right there. Go ahead and place your pressure plate right here. And then what you want to do is go ahead and get out your hoppers and your barrel. Go ahead and place your barrel right here. This is where all your resources are going to funnel into, so you can go ahead and collect them easily. And then go ahead and crouch down and place 2 hoppers right behind it, just like that. Now what you want to go ahead and do is get out your stairs and your glass and all of your building materials. Put your glass down, and you're going to have to crouch down to place down the first one, and then go ahead and build up to just like that. Then you need to go ahead and take out your stairs, place a stair set like this, just the way I went ahead and put them down, and the same thing on the other side. And then what you want to do is on this side, place down a stair like this, and then the same on this side. We're going to wait for this in just a moment. Now, the reason why we're actually putting these down is so that you can have easy access to your dispensers. That's actually the reason why we're placing these stairs down, so that you can very easily access the actual dispensers full of bone meal without really having to disturb the whole redstone mechanism, which is pretty nice, all things considered. So let's go ahead and get our building blocks back out. What you want to do is go ahead and place down a block right behind the hoppers. Place down a block on top of your dispensers, just like this. And then what you want to do is go ahead and build up just like this across all 3 of these points. Pretty simple, all things considered. Go ahead and place a block right here. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, don't place the block there. I made a mistake. All right, so let's go ahead and take our last two stairs. We're gonna place them upside down like this. There we go. So now if we go ahead and stand over here, I'm actually gonna grab some blocks. These are not necessary for the build, but obviously you're probably gonna want this up some sort of floor. We can now go ahead and access our dispensers without much of a problem. All right, so let's go ahead and start setting up the actual redstone itself. So go ahead and come right to where your pressure plate's gonna go. Place a piece of redstone dust right underneath it. So if we go ahead and step on the pressure plate, it's going to activate the redstone, which is what we want. Place the comparator facing in this direction. Make sure you set this to subtract mode. All you have to do is click on it once, and the redstone torch on the front should light up. It's exactly what we want. Go ahead and place down 3 redstone dust just like this. So what this is going to do is create this super fast redstone clock, which is what's going to be firing off our dispensers. Go ahead and get some blocks and place them up like this, and then go ahead and get out your regular piston. What you want to do is you want to place your piston facing in this direction just like that, and then go ahead and come around to the back. And also you are probably going to want to fill in some of these blocks as well to keep this in mind, and then go ahead and place a block behind your piston just like this. Now you can do this at pretty much any point you want. I actually do kind of recommend that you do this closer to the time that you've finished your build, but I'm going to do this right now just to go ahead and get it out of the way. So what you want to do is you want to place a water bucket down at the very back, and then go ahead and waterlog your piston, and go ahead and place a water source right behind it, and then place one more water source just like that. And the reason why we're not making this entirely water source blocks, the reason why it's flowing, is so that when the kelp is actually harvested, then it's going to be flowing outwards and downwards into the hoppers. That's why it's the way it is. So do keep that in mind. Now what we're going to need to go ahead and do is get out a repeater, and we're going to have to place down a repeater right here. Set this to 2 ticks. And then let's go ahead and bring a couple blocks back just like this. Get out your redstone torch. This is going to activate your piston, which is exactly what you want. That way that your kelp will not grow unless you're actively trying to work the actual machine itself. So again, you can probably wait until the end of the building process, but I'm going to get this out of the way first. Place down your kelp right there underneath your extended piston. This is so that when the kelp actually grows because of the bone meal, then the piston will break it and it will automatically harvest, which is exactly what we want to go ahead and do. So then let's go ahead and take out our slabs, and we're going to place slabs out just like this on either side, and we're going to go ahead and run this like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take 2 slabs like this, and we're going to place them down just like this. Place down redstone dust on all 5 of these slabs, and then go ahead and take redstone dust from over by your comparator and then run them all the way over here. So if we go ahead and test this really quick, what's going to end up happening is the dispenser should at least start to fire, which that actually sounds like is 100% working as it should, which is good. All right, so now what we want to do is go ahead and take out other slabs and go ahead and place down a slab. You're going to need to get some temporary blocks just to get this working. Place down a slab right there, and then you're going to place down a slab right here, and then take your last set of redstone dust and place it along just like this. And the last thing that you want to go ahead and do is get out your remaining building blocks and go ahead and cover all this up so that your kelp does not go flying while you are harvesting. And that is actually pretty much it. All you really have to do is go ahead and clean up the build a little bit. And if you stand the pressure plate, obviously I don't have bone meal in the system right now, but if I did, this would be 100% functional, which actually, while I go ahead and get out some bone meal in order to go ahead and run this. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get a stack of bone meal. Let's not fill the dispensers all the way for right now. I just want you guys to see this actually working in action now that we have it 100% built. So let's go ahead and place our bone meal in. If we go ahead and stand on this, as you can tell, is now actually working. So I did actually build it correctly, not that I really doubt it. And as you can tell, we've got ourselves our kelp flowing inside of our barrel, which is exactly what we wanted to do. So that's how you build the micro kelp farm. Now, before I go ahead and end things off, I did go ahead and replicate this by built this 2 blocks taller. And the reason why I actually did this is, first off, it actually does allow you to get a lot more kelp in a shorter amount of time than that. And secondly, something that I found out that's actually kind of interesting is that when you're using this, it only seems to use bone meal out of a single dispenser, and I'm not entirely sure why. Probably because the kelp is at its limit for growth. However, in this particular instance, it will actually go ahead and use bone meal out of both dispensers at the same time, and also obviously grow all the way up to the top. And I did actually test this with higher builds, and unfortunately it did not go any higher than what you just saw. So this is technically the highest that you can go ahead and build this, and this gets your kelp a whole heck of a lot faster. Take a look at this. I stepped on the pressure plates twice and was only on there for like, what, maybe less than 5 seconds per, and we've already got over a stack of kelp, which is actually not too bad, all things considered. And again, you do need some sort of bone meal farm in order to actually make this work. Otherwise, this farm is going to be completely useless. Now, there will be a world download link in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check this world out for yourself, but that's actually going to have to do it for this video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. I want to make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This is Bazir Stews. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.